If you're going for a house in Mississauga, detached, Richmond Hill, see what's happening with the months of inventory. And as we've always said, anything below 3, you can expect a few offers there.
Yeah.
As the number goes lower, the number of offers will go higher. 3 to 4, there's a chance that it's gonna just flunk and not get an offer.
Yeah.
And if it goes over 4, there's no point to even do offer dates because you will not get people because the supply is so high. You will not have people bidding on your property unless you list it for $1. Hi everyone, and welcome to Reality Check, where we discuss what's happening in Toronto's real estate market, hopefully where it's going, and help you make informed decision buying and selling. So we got Dev back from her trip. How was your trip, Dev?
My trip was amazing.
Good? Got some tan on?
I got my tan on.
Good to have you back.
Thank you. I have big shoes to fill because Chris did an incredible job.
Chris killed it.
Yeah.
Chris killed it. We got to get
know.
Chris back in with you.
Absolutely.
And it was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I was just sitting here listening. I didn't even talk much.
I know.
But
That's actually the vibe, right? I
Yeah.
feel like I don't want to be the co-host. Why don't you just sit, interview me,
I
and
sometimes
let's
don't
do
even
it.
want to talk. I'm going to bring Chris going forward. So
love it.
we'll see what happens
Let's
with
work.
that. I got to talk to him. So what we're going to talk about today is what happened by the end of summer, because July and August was pretty slow. And as we're going to see...
Has to be expected, right?
Yeah. As we're going to see in the numbers, they were almost like identical in terms of sales. So let's start with Market Watch as to what happened exactly in August. So number of sales, we were at 5,294 sales.
I'm laughing because as you said that, because I've watched our videos so many times, I heard the ting go off in my head.
It's Market Watch.
Sorry, go ahead.
Active listings, we're almost at 15,500 by the end of the month. Average price dropped down to $1,082,000, almost 500. So $1,082,500. That is pretty good if you're buying. And months of inventory is almost unchanged from July.
Yeah.
2.93, almost
We're
3.
still in a pretty balanced market, though.
It is pretty
It's
balanced,
nice.
yeah. So this is how it should be. I actually like this market because now
Good
I can
pace.
go and buy homes and have home inspections in them.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, we actually...
Wait, let's just reiterate. That's a good benefit that people don't realize. Obviously, we will talk about the interest rate, guys, because it's a heavy topic that I think is really important as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can now go and buy a home and benefit from taking your time, doing your due diligence, doing the home
Yeah.
inspection, negotiating.
We
Agents
actually-
are going to have to
we
learn how to
actually put
negotiate
an
again.
I know we have to... Two things happened that
Sorry.
was really pretty...
had to.
That was pretty cool for me. First of all, I went to my first home inspection
Yeah.
after a year and a half, which was
Wow.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love
Second, we squeezed in a couple of financing clauses in the offers.
Love that.
Yeah.
Unnecessary sometimes in this kind
which
of
was
environment, right?
good because first-time home buyers pretty nervous, and we put it there. Sellers said yes. They had no other option, I guess, and it
Yeah.
went well, pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of are in the driver's seat, which is nice.
Exactly. While we're on the Market Watch, I want to go through what has transpired since last August till now. So, overall sales are down by about 5%, and we can see it here. Last August number of sales was at 5,627. Right now we're at 5,294. Month over month, from July to August, we're almost unchanged.
We're on
July
par.
was 5,250. Right now we're at 5,294. June was 74.81, and May, which was, in my opinion, the peak of the market in 2023. It remains to be seen if we're gonna hit
That
those
was when
numbers.
they did the hold.
That was the hold. That was the last month of the hold. In June, we had the first interest rate
I'm
hike.
not saying that for nothing, guys. Wink, wink.
Yeah, and that May was 9,000 units sold, and the average price almost hit 1.2. So that was so far the highest average price we've had in 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going down, active listings right now has been the highest number of homes on the market in 2023. What do you think about that? We're at 15,497. Let's call it 15,500 homes active on the market.
Yeah.
Which we haven't had it.
Listen, it's a good number, I think. I think it's a good number. I think we have a lot of people here in Toronto, a lot of people that are waiting also. So there is a correlation between the active listings and the sales, right? The amount of sales, so transaction volume, we'll call it, right? Which is probably right here somewhere.
5,294.
Exactly.
So almost 1 in
So
3.
it's pretty healthy if you think about it.
So 1 in, like 1 in 3rd home is selling. And the reason we're seeing more relaxed environment, we don't see as many offer dates and multiple offers is because we're sitting at around 3 months of inventory.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, which is funny because we say 3 to 4 is balanced market. That's what it is.
It does feel like a balanced market. And I say feel because we're doing this day in and day out.
Yeah.
And so if you're not having an active approach to your purchase, you're not going to get the sense of things. You're not going to understand what is happening day to day and feel the little changes, right?
Yeah. So and the whole thing is, I mean, I'm going to probably hear from some people, oh my God, no, I'm seeing multiple offers. Yes, you're going to see multiple offers depending which region. We're going to go through it.
Or property type.
Or what property type.
Because there are still some multiple offers happening.
100%. Depending on which area you're in, how many active listings are in that pocket, you got to look at the micro market that you're going in.
Yeah.
And again, this is why I always tell sellers and buyers. You know, sellers, they point out sometimes, oh, you know, that house had 20 offers still. Yes, it did, but it's not in your area. It's somewhere else that has a limited supply. And, you know, these things have to be researched properly. You can't just go based on a macro number that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But
and not all homes are created equal either, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, so that is another point to take into consideration
and how
as well.
It's presented, the staging, the pictures.
100%, yeah, 100%. I was actually on a call with a client today, looking at a condo, which is pretty good. I swear to God, like it was destroyed. There were clothes hanging off the doors, and they took pictures like that. It was tenanted, rightfully so. But I'm like, and the client said, okay, no, skip. I'm like, no, let's go back. This, like, get rid of all the clutter.
I have clients doing that's funny. They're like, no, this. I'm like, no,
it's a 5-year-old condo. Yeah, it's a 5-year-old condo. It's all good. Like, you're gonna paint it. It's gonna be fine. Use the opportunity to go by.
Exactly that. That's the opportunity. If there's crappy pictures, as simple and as stupid as that may sound, that may be your opportunity. It's as simple as that. Days on market, those are where the little opportunities are right now, too.
So that's exactly. So going to the days of market.
Sorry.
Days on market.
Still your sunshine.
No, that's what it is. I mean, like, that's what I want to talk about. May, we were down to 2 weeks.
May, where
May
are
of 2023.
Okay,
cool. So 14 days on the market. Right now, we've gone up to 20 days on the market.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why, again, things have slowed down. And rightfully so. We had the interest rate hike. And also, August is naturally a slow month.
It's exactly well, not the exact same, we're shy too, but last August, if you look, 22 days on market, 20 days, or exactly the same.
Yeah. It's very similar to last August, and I think going forward, we're going to see August and December being very similar in terms of market being slow. So with that being said, I also want to go to the dot chart because that is really interesting. Because again, as we see 2022 February, the peak of the market 1,334,000, and now we have inched down to 1,080,000. Where do you think this is going to go next month? Is it going to go lower? Or is it going to go higher?
Is this your prediction?
No, we're going to talk about the forecast at the end. Let's not talk about it right now.
I think it's going to go higher, and I'm very excited to film next month because I really want to chat about what's happening right now in September. And August is not boring, but it was a little bit slower, less exciting, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of great opportunities were missed. Just little nuggets, sorry.
Yeah.
September, I think prices are going to go up.
I'm going to have my forecast at the end of it, but we'll talk about that.
What do you think?
Well, that's the forecast at the end.
Justin so you're going to reiterate what I just said?
Justin told me to talk about the forecast at the end, so.
But I want you to go back to that chart. I want to go back to that chart.
Let's go back to the chart.
So this chart right here, all this shows me is that real estate appreciates upward
over time.
Let
me draw a line here, literally.
Real estate appreciates
it's all going up
over time. Period. End of story.
Average in the last 5 years, I got to double check it, but it's over 8%. So I mean, like
year over year,
It's like
7%.
It's going up. It's going up. Like I mean, if you're buying to sell and flip, might not be the best time, but overall, it's a good position. Anything else with this chart? Because
We
love
agree
this chart.
2021, if we can bring ourselves back to 2021. If you
Yeah,
look at
20.
August, July, October, November, it was a good time, right?
I mean, like even look at August of 2021,
That's what
it
I'm
was
saying.
low.
But
it was so
let's
good.
recall what we were feeling and doing and what the conversations were like in the news and and what was happening in time.
I totally skipped 2022, 2022.
It was, real estate was booming. That's all we had to do, Nima, was get up and go to work. It was an incredible time.
Yeah.
And look, it's really not that low compared to that.
Well, right now we're actually higher than August of 2021.
That's what I'm saying.
So that is the funny thing. So I mean, like if you think the prices are down right now, back then was high, and we're only 2 years apart, and we had a massive correction.
Yeah.
So with that being said, again, you gotta have a long view with the real estate, and everything will be
It's
fine.
not a day trade.
It is not a day trade.
not
I
a
said
day
that
trade.
back in 2017. No one's listening to me.
I'm listening to you, clearly.
So I want to talk about
I'm
months
making
of.
this shit up myself. That's for sure.
I want to talk about months of inventories because that's another thing.
Can you make this a little bigger for my...
Yes,
Please,
I gotta
thank you.
find the chart. So
There you go.
So again, anyone looking to purchase, and I know as realtors we don't really discuss that with our buyers, but this is what we look at behind the scenes
Yeah.
for our clients. So if anyone's going in to purchase a condo in an area, and there might be an offer date on it because I see people trying to still push offer dates, but this is what you need to look at for that area. You need to pull the chart out and see what the months of inventory for that specific product type is. For example,
Yeah.
if you're going for a condo in downtown Toronto, let's call it Bisha Hotel.
Yeah.
If someone is pushing an offer date,
That offer date
Yeah.
that we had the client
Yeah.
and it sold over even what we thought.
yeah. So
That
the-
was this month,
Yeah.
guys. It was crazy, stupid.
Yeah. So I mean, that is a good example of a product that is different. So you gotta pull the inventory for that type of product and
Yes.
at that pocket and see how many other comparables are there and how many of them sold to see whether or not they're gonna have that many offers or they're not gonna get anything. Same thing goes if you're going for a house in Mississauga, detached, Richmond Hill, see what's happening with the months of inventory. And as we've always said, anything below 3, you can expect a few offers there.
Yeah.
As the number goes lower, the number of offers will go higher. 3 to 4, there's a chance that it's gonna just flunk and not get an offer.
Yeah.
And if it goes over 4, I mean, there's no point to even do offer dates because you will not get people because the supply is so high. You will not have people bidding on your property unless you list it for $1,
Which I've seen this
yeah.
month.
Yeah, people are doing that. I mean,
Sorry.
realistically, it's to get eyeballs on it. We're gonna talk about strategy.
It's no
maybe for
different
listing.
than underlisting. If you
It's the
really
same
think
thing.
about
It
it.
doesn't
it's
really
not
mean
a bad
anything.
money
Yeah.
it's not a
Yeah.
bad way to attract.
So I want to briefly just go over
Yes.
the months of inventory. So
But before you do that, I just want to touch on what you just said
Yeah.
about looking at the charts and really digging deep with the micro markets and specific units or property types. We don't just sit and watch the news and go back to our clients and say, "Hey guys, this is what's happening." We study this day in and day out, and we really do our homework. When we're placing an offer, when we're listing a property, these are the charts and even more so. We're showing you the ones that are really generic, even though they're micro markets, where
Yeah.
they're really overhaul views. We dig really deep into this to get really as precise as we possibly can,
Yeah.
right? So if you guys want that chart and you want something that's just tailored to you specifically, reach out to us, because even if you're looking at this, it may not necessarily be what's happening for you in that unit, say,
exactly,
right?
all the charts we're showing are for GTA for all
Yeah.
product types. So each product type is going to be different. So that's what you need to take
Just
into
because
consideration.
he's saying this condo doesn't mean that if you live in that area and you have a condo that it's going to perform like what
same.
this chart is saying.
Yeah.
It's
So
really
that
specific.
that is a good point. But just to get started, still look at what's going on in GTA and then kind of zoom in.
Yes.
Because right now, for example, let's talk about the months of inventory
Let's.
because it's been volatile, pretty
Very volatile.
very volatile. So let's
That
go.
was my heartbeat.
Yeah, so here, as we can see, the peak of the months of inventory was when COVID was announced, March and April of 2020, and this is where we peak. at just over 3.5 months of inventory. We didn't even like go into the buyer's market back then.
No.
And then as soon as June and July rolled in, people saw, okay, you know what, everyone's alive, nothing's happening. The interest rates dropped sharply. Months of inventory went lower and lower, and we went below 1 month of inventory by March
Couldn't
of
keep anything on the shelves.
2021. Yeah, like everything was selling. And we hovered down there below 1 month of inventory for the remainder of 2021 to beginning of 2022. And the lowest point of it being around the February of 2022, where we were just about half a month of inventory. After that, the interest rates started to go up, and in July of 2022, when they increased by 1%, we peaked again over 3 months of inventory. Right now, we're just below 3 months of inventory. But as you can see here, things got heated up in May. Look what happened in May. We went below 1.5 months of inventory. So you could easily predict what's gonna happen with the price as you watch the months of inventory. And to get the months of inventory, you need to have the sales and active listings, but that's why.
It's also news and the way people are digesting it. If you see they get a piece of information, the panic sets in.
Yeah.
They get a piece of information, the excitement sets in.
Yeah. So the reason the months of
settling
inventory.
in period.
Exactly. Like, I mean, like this is a good chart to look at. I mean, from right here, from January, when they said they were going to hold the rates, we slowly dipped down in terms of months of inventory. Multiple offers started to roll out. Prices started to increase. And as soon as June rolled in, and we can see it right here, interest went up by 0.25. What
Back
happened
then.
here? It's just went up.
It was a stop.
Yeah, like literally this just shot up, and the months of inventory went up because people started to stop purchasing just to see what's going on, and that was a period of uncertainty. And
They
then
figured
usually,
maybe next month.
Yeah.
It's
And then
always maybe next
July
month.
rolled around, we had another interest rate hike,
Yeah.
and you know, as I predicted,
He loves being right.
well, listen, I mean, I said it last time. I didn't really think they were going to increase the rates because as it is, it's too high, and the repercussions of it for real estate could be pretty high. Everything was held as of September. And the next rate announcement is October 25th. We'll see what happens. But as of now, if you are in the market to purchase, is a very good time to do so, because as we saw previously, when they held the rates, prices start to go up. So if you're in the market,
Inventory is up too. Like just to say, they held the rates. And did you realize the very next day, like everyone that I have on, say, prospect searches, how much inventory there was the very next day?
Yeah.
It was like everyone was waiting to see how we're going to price, what are we going to do?
September 7th, there was a lot of inventory that came out. September 7th and 8th, it was nuts. And you're right, because I saw a lot of inventory come up, and everyone was holding. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, again, good time to be purchasing. So that's 4 months of inventory. Anything to add to that?
No, perfect.
No, we're
Let's
good
move
with that?
on.
Okay, something I want to talk about, the average prices that we need to mention. So average price overall for GTA, where's my chart at? Here, the average prices in GTA is $1,082,000, but few things I want to really mention is what has really happened in Toronto and York region in terms of detached and condos. So peak of the market this year was May for most areas. So in Toronto, condos at the peak of the market were hovering at $785,000. In August, they dropped to $725,000, let's call it. So that's about $60,000 drop, or 8% drop in price. Detached, we were at $1,913,000. Now we're at $1,635,000. Detached had a 15% drop since May. Again, this is why if you're in the market, you want to be taking advantage of it. I mean, $300,000 drop in an average price in a matter of almost 3 months, let's say.
It was a little inflated before too, though.
Well, it got inflated, but
Right?
what
Recovering.
but the whole point is, like, although you're paying 0.5% more, let's say, or 1% more, whatever your interest rate is right now, I think it's going to be offset by the drop in the prices that happened so quickly.
I would have loved to do an exercise with our little calculator that we have on purchase price, then purchase price affected now, and see what the savings are and the interest and the breakdown?
Yeah,
I
we
think
can
that
do
could
that,
be
yeah.
really useful
So,
for people.
I mean,
we
if-
can drop an example or something.
Yeah, so we're gonna actually have a
Yeah.
recording. We're gonna have a new video that's gonna come out that we're gonna talk about how some of these deals right now will offset the higher interest rate you're paying. So be on the lookout for that. That's gonna come
I wish
probably.
we could have it filmed already
Oh,
so we could have linked it.
yeah,
but
no, it
sorry,
hasn't been
guys.
recorded,
I
but
know.
it's gonna get recorded. Hopefully, it'll come out towards the end of October. But with that being said, in York region, the drop has been less. Condos were prices dropped by about 3%. No, condos were dropped by about 2%. Detached homes dropped by about 3%.
So
And that's from the peak
far.
of the market so far. Let's talk about the forecast. So I want to talk about what
Is that your prediction?
it's not a prediction. I think, listen, first of all, everything we talk about is our opinion. This is not a financial advice. So
I love that you
Yeah.
just said that. I
'Cause-
was literally thinking the same thing. Disclaimer.
Yeah, because
Amazing.
I mean, although a few times it has been correct, majority of the times, but this is what I think, and that doesn't mean that it's gonna happen.
Fact,
But
yeah.
the reason, even at the beginning of the show, I say, talking about what's happening in the real estate market and where it's going. I'm not predicting the future. I'm talking about where it's going because we're reporting on last month's number. By the time we're sitting here recording this,
It's almost the whole month.
yeah, it's almost 10 days past into the month of September. So we've seen what happened in August. We're seeing what's happening in September. So this is the part that I say where it's going, because right now we're seeing things are coming on the market. There's more inventory coming on the market, and we can kind of see
Where it's going.
where it could lead us. Yeah. So with that being said, as Devany mentioned, I think there's going to be a lot of inventory that's going to come on the market. And that's because a lot of people were holding to see what happened with the rates. So inventory is going to go up. I feel like there's a lot of people on the sideline, and they're still not looking to get in because the rates are still high. So I don't foresee that it's going to be craziness again and multiple offers happening. But what I could see is that in case the 5-year fixed mortgage drops slightly, that's when the market is going to start to pick up. And again, this is what I think that's going to happen. So once the mortgage rates, especially for the fixed, I mean, variable, I don't see that dropping any time this year. And if it doesn't go up, that would be the good thing. If it doesn't go up, they just hold it steady. If it was to come down, I don't think it's going to happen this
We
year.
have to keep in mind that there are going to be 2 other announcements as
Yeah.
well. And I do really strongly encourage everybody to go and get your pre-approval and hold a rate.
Yeah.
Get a rate hold for 120 days or more if you can. I think that is the most important thing, especially right now, because I mean they held. So
That's exactly what it is. So I don't foresee things getting crazy.
not crazy, but I disagree with you on one little thing. I do think there's going to be a little bit more offer presentations, and I think there's going to be a little bit of multiples. in
For sure, yeah,
September.
because there's still
not crazy,
we
but I
didn't
do think
sell
we're going to see more of it.
because and that is the reason that I think you mentioning that is
Yeah.
we had in the last, I would say 3 months, we had less than historic sell figures. That means that there's a lot of people standing on
That
the
are
sideline,
waiting.
yeah, waiting to see what's going on. So these people are slowly going to come in the market, and as they see the home that they like suddenly got 3 offers, the next house they like got 5 offers, now they're going to run, and that's when from 5 offers it's going to jump into 15, and then the
Bob's
frenzy
your
starts
uncle.
again. Yeah. So overall, one more thing that I want to add is average prices in most areas month over month have dropped from July to August. And I should have talked about this in prices, but
That's fine,
we're
we
talking
can-
about it right now.
Yeah.
So GTA prices dropped month over month by 3%. York dropped by 6%. Mississauga dropped by 0%. Actually, Mississauga did not have a drop, which was really interesting. Durham dropped by 3%, and Oakville dropped by 2%. So majority of the areas had a drop in their average prices month over month from August. What's going to happen in
It's crazy that
September?
the biggest drop was in Toronto.
Yeah, the biggest drop was in Toronto, and that was due to the detached market. With that being said, next month, I think we're going to be hovering around the same number, slightly higher. We'll see. I don't foresee it going anything crazy, but
Who knows?
Who knows? One thing I want to also talk about in the news is that there was an article by CP24, affordability unlikely to return to Toronto housing market anytime soon. Desjardins did a report. They were talking about how
Desjardins is reporting on the Toronto market, yet
Yeah, I
there's
don't
one
know.
Desjardins branch in the
Yeah.
whole Toronto. I cannot.
so they're talking about
I'm sorry.
they're talking
It's
about
like the realtor that does one deal and it's just like, oh my God, you know what's happening in the real estate market? Like, you have no clue.
yeah, and why are they even like reporting on it? That's the funny
Yeah.
thing. So there is 3 possible outcomes for the future of city's housing market. Worst case scenario is going to look like what happened in the recession of 1990s. Values are going to drop down by 16% and maybe 30% by 2025. Yeah,
That's a
okay,
lot.
that is not going to happen. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. This is not even the same environment. Like, the unemployment rate is low. There's so much immigration, and there's a shortage of housing.
It's like they're
So
kind
that
of
is-
projecting that they're going to be increasing rates by like, I don't know, a tremendous amount.
That's just like me saying, okay, there's 3 possible outcomes for this house. Not selling overpriced, selling underpriced. Like, of course, it's one of the scenarios. The other one is they're saying, where is that?
I don't know.
Dougie, let's see. The optimistic scenario. So they have an optimistic scenario, which I think I am actually for that, not to
We
call
are
it
optimistic.
No, but like I've always said, I think the market is going to pick up in 2025 and early
Yes.
February 2025.
Yes.
That was my thing, unless something crazy happens. So this is what it says. They say that Toronto could see prices exceed the peak of February 2022 by early 2025. And I personally
think
think
so.
that is the date for the prices to peak if and everything stays the same, because the rates are going to start coming down in 2024 and things are going to get crazy, in my opinion, in 2025, unless
You realize we're a quarter away from 2024.
unless something drastic happens. Yeah, well, I mean, 2020, and here's another most likely scenario that they're talking about. House prices would hit bottom by the end of 2024, reaching about 5%
That's
below
now, like-
2000. No, it's next year.
I'm saying it's now, and
Yeah.
it's like literally in
So
a year.
5% below what it is. That could happen, but realistically, 5% in a bigger scheme of things, it's nothing. I'm in the mindset that prices would probably rise and surpass the peak by 2025. So I think that's about it.
Yeah. I do want to just add one little tidbit before we end off, and that's pre-construction. So we are right now in the fall market, and there are some really exciting projects that are launching. Traditionally, all the good ones, in my opinion, again, my opinion, launch in the spring and fall. 2 really exciting ones, just to mention, that are coming up are Q Tower downtown. That one's by Lifetime. And you have
Great
Park,
project, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Park Road, which is in Yorkville, and that one's by Capital. And so
That is a great location too, and it's
yeah.
a pretty cool design.
Very,
So
very
yeah,
cool.
we're gonna have the information. If anyone's interested, contact Devany. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it. And great, just to touch on that again,
Pricing.
assignments. If you're looking for pre-con and you want to buy something brand new, moving ready within the next 3 months to maybe 12 months,
Yeah.
assignment is where it's at.
big time.
Anything else? We're good?
Assignment group, you want to plug it?
Well, we got an assignment group. If you want to join it, be sure to message
Yes.
either myself or Devany. We're going to join you in. And those are hand-picked assignments. On average, we're getting crazy good deals on them, like
Really good deals.
really good deals. You got to come there to see it. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.